Hey, it's Brian here. Went to a webinar, or sorry, I always call them webinars, but this is my first real presentation from MathWorks on Matlab on two things: machine learning, clustering, and a third thing. Ernie Chan did a presentation on automated trading, specifically his mean reversion strategy from a high level. Which is detailed in his book, his new book on winning trading strategies, or something to do with that. So I've got all these notes here, about 3 pages. Thought I'd type them up, but screw it. I'm going to do a video. It's faster, easier, and I'm going to tell you what the outcomes are from here. Machine learning, put on by this guy. I don't remember his name. He's quite good. Works for MathWorks. Essentially, in 2013 in Matlab, 2013A, there is a new data set array. Didn't know anything about it. It's quite powerful. It's kind of similar to an Excel worksheet. Another trick I learned is when you're in the file listings, you can right click and then you can import data like from a CSV right into your workspace in Matlab. Now, when it comes to machine learning, there's different types of machine learning. I'm not going to get into that. I didn't even take note of that, but it's all in the documentation. But generally, there's a predictor, which is your input variable, and then the response, which is your output. Typically, you need to separate your data from your test data and your validation data. It's like usually 60/40. I've seen that in a lot of webinars put on by MathWorks. And both topics for neural network are in the statistics and neural network toolboxes. Now each one has an app that you can visually build those with. I show that throughout a couple of academy courses on the Matlab, as well as the membership has that as well. Show you how to do that. Just got to know where to find it. And then one thing I was quite interested in is once you come back with a trained model from a machine learning, you think you have an algorithm, then you can, one way to validate the results is using an ROC curve where you can measure the yes positive versus against the false positives. Interesting, revolutionary things here. When it comes to clustering, you can use k-means versus hierarchical clusters. One is probability based versus overlapping clusters. This guy only uses 3 clusters. I don't know why that is. And generally that's what I took down for both topics on machine learning and clustering. Now, Ernie Chan's presentation was quite interesting. Obviously, it's an algo trading, and he went right into the quant itself, not a Matlab, just the strategies and the math involved. And he used the Kalman filter as an example of something. Let me get into that. He's saying that linear models are more predictive when it comes to live trading, obviously not good for options. As I said, an example that he uses is the Kalman filter. From the way I took it, you can use it as a real-time indicator. You could use it for examples of pair trading with a hedge ratio, long versus short, to define your exit and entry points. And that's versus on your low or high of a spread between the pairs. Similar to a Bollinger Band, and what you're measuring is the moving average versus the standard deviation as your cross-reference. And this is really turning into more of a mean reversion, which is kind of mentioned in that book I told you about from Ernie Chan. And the Kalman filter can be found in either the control system toolbox, the DSP system toolbox, excuse me, and then there's some other examples found on the Matlab Central, one called Learning, Kalman filter implemented in Simulink. Ooh, I like that. And this is really used for end of day because there's no slippage. If there's high frequency, there's going to be could be quite a lot of slippage, and you talked about midpoint between your spread and ask. Now, typically for Ernie, his typical holding period for a position is about 1 hour. Obviously, if it's momentum based, it's different from the mean reversion base. Question came up. Who knows? I thought this works. Hidden Markov model HMM doesn't work in live trading. There you go. Okay, so in a nutshell, 3 points. I'm going to focus on Ernie Chan's stuff. I know from my experiences with Ernie Chan, his strategy that works, is profitable consistently, it seems, is the mean reversion. Now, fortunately, he's been pretty generous in providing the source code from his book on that. What I'm thinking of doing is putting that strategy into the trading platform, see how it performs, and maybe demo that. And go through the code generation process. Obviously, I guess okay on that. But it's probably a good example, and it seems to be a winning strategy as well. He went into very great detail, a lot of the, not Greeks for options, but Greek symbols and all the pure quant mathy stuff that can overwhelm most people as a large, well, not a large percent, but quite a number of people kind of left that. I guess they get confused on when they see all this stuff come out. So in a nutshell, that's what I'm planning to do. And that's that. Thought I'd let you know, and I'll talk to you later.